Hello everyone, in this video we are going to talk about IS audit checklist. So first we are going to talk about the stages of the audit where checklist is required. Then we will talk about how to prepare a checklist. After that we will talk about a sample checklist that is shown by us, and in the end we will conclude by saying whether making a checklist is a simple task or not. So let's proceed. So audit is basically divided into three stages. First stage is pre-audit. In this stage, planning and defining the audit is done. In the planning phase, we decide at what intervals we are going to conduct the audit. And definition stage, we decide what are the criteria which we are going to focus on while doing the audit. Second phase is during audit. In this stage, we actually execute the checklist. We log our observations whether there is a compliance or non-compliance in the organization, and we provide recommendations as per our observation. The last stage is post-audit, in which organization is supposed to work on the recommendations provided by the consulting company, and audit is a continuous process, so once the improvement processes are done, a re-audit is required. Pre-audit stage is where the checklist is defined. In this, many questions are answered, such as background, what topic or subject area will be audited, why this topic or subject area is chosen. Now, the purpose, what is being hoped to achieve by carrying out this audit. Characteristics of any audit should be SMART. It means specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time specific. And the last one is, what are the methods that are going to be used while conducting the audit? For example, where will the audit take place? Who will be involved in the audit? What group will you target? How will participants be identified? What is the intended duration of the audit? And what data collection forms methods will be used? Few more things which need to be considered while making checklist during the pre-audit stage. Data collection. In this section, we need to identify what data has to be collected. If information has been collected, is it done accurately and completely? Is there some information missed while making the audit? Now, analysis of results. In this section, we need to identify what standards will be followed for making an analysis. If this standard covering each and every aspect which is required for the audit. Now, the conclusion part revolves around what problems have been identified, are any changes needed, and if changes are needed, how it will be implemented. Re-audit stage requires deciding what plans are to be monitored, when the next audit will be performed, what standards and what factors will be considered while making the next audit. Now let's look at what an audit checklist must have while executing the audit. First one is list of documents. The documents that are prepared by the organization must be there and must be evaluated in the audit. For example, has organization prepared organizational chart with entity and responsibilities? Then, regulations and laws that are affecting the organization. List of applications and their details. Network architecture including client server architecture. Then, are there business case properly defined for the system? Cost associated documents are there with the organization. Then, project management reports are present or not? What are the details regarding hardware, software, and database? The next one is system assessment. It should include details such as what are the business processes, is the system working properly, how many PCs and desktops are used as a part of a system? Is system connected to a network? If system is on network, is it connected to LAN, WAN or MAN, and is it protected? Then, what are the dependencies of the system? What are the dependencies on the system? Is there any cost effective measure if system fails? Is there any failure to the business if system fails? What is the financial loss included with the system? Such questions must be answered. Then, details regarding hardware and software must be included. For example, what are the hardwares that are being used? Where these hardwares are located? What softwares are used? Is there an operating system? Is there a network software, communication software, database management system, programming language, utility software? What softwares are there in the organization? And are there version upgrades associated with the software? If it is there, then are they properly updated? The next section is risk assessment. It includes details such as strategic IT plan for organization has been well aligned with business need or not. Verifying that IT department have a clear cut and well defined goals and targets. Then looking at general controls, many things need to be checked. For example, is there any internal audit body inside the organization? If there is an internal audit, then has it been documented? Has it been approved? Is it kept up to date? Or does it cover the financial information? Is the staff informed about the audit? Such things can make the audit effective and efficient. Let's look at sample audit checklist. We are looking at the structure of the checklist. It could vary from organization to organization, but this is a default audit checklist. In this one, first column is policy reference number. It refers to the policy of the standard which are being referenced while making the audit. Description is the question or the procedure that is being evaluated. Third column is compliance. It says yes, no or not applicable. Yes means the procedure is up to the mark. No is it is not up to the mark. Not applicable means it is not relevant to the standards which is being referred. The third one is findings. Findings, you present your recommendations and suggestions which can be given to the company while giving the final audit report. The post-audit checklist will contain 3 categories. First is identify communication breakdown. It says that when the audit report is issued, pull your team together and discuss the report. If you follow the steps above, there should be no surprises. If there was a communication breakdown somewhere. Then second point is agreement and disagreement. If you disagree with the report given by the auditors, then do so in the writing so that evidence is maintained. Now, if you agree with the areas and recommendations given by the auditors, then what corrective actions that could be taken, define those. The last one is status report. It states that have your team provide a status report to you on a 3 to 6 month cycle so that it shows that what are the improvements that are done after the audit, and it also shows the value of the work which is conducted. Now, is audit checklist really simple or not? Well, performing the internal audit or external audit is not that difficult. It is rather straightforward. One needs to follow what is required in the standard and what is required in the ISMS or BCMS documentation. Find out whether the employees are complying with those rules. If everything goes right, you are in good situation. Also, if one has prepared internal audit checklist properly, then the task is certainly a lot easier. Hence, internal audit checklist or external audit checklist is a very crucial part for any audit. Now, these are the references which we have looked at while making this PPT and video. For more details, kindly visit our website, that is http://www.i4-consultancy.com. Thank you.